that dancehall music can have a negative impact on young people. We're here today to dispel the myth, because it's the same thing they told Professor Embin about hip-hop. That if we are even skeptical coming in this morning, but open our minds and see how it is that we can see how this thing can actually work.
And on behalf of the entire JN Foundation team, I want to thank you all for coming this morning. Science education in high schools is disrupted by Science Genius. And it's going to make learning different, and it's going to make learning fun.
Science Genius Jamaica will inspire the confidence of our students using music and culture to get them more enthused and learning science and pursuing other academic goals. In other words, we're going to turn it up. Students and teachers will be invited to submit videos to our JN Foundation team. 20 of the best ones will be selected. You're going to have to tell us why it is you think science is fun, why your school should be a part of it, why this class will knock it out of the park.
All of us recognize that we need to revolutionize education, but the only way we're going to do it is through partnership. And I really want to congratulate and commend the JN Foundation. I think you should give them a round of applause.
You see political parties use that to communicate. You see businesses, private sector business use the dancehall music in their ads to get across their message that their product or their service is the right one. And it is opportune that we are now using it to educate or to transmit information of an educational nature to the young minds out there.
The work that's been done in New York so far has shattered the consciousness of a number of people. Because I've chose on purpose places where they said those kids can't do it because there's high incarceration rates, low graduation rates, no ability. I had colleagues at Columbia and Harvard tell me that I was wasting my time. Only for a news station to say, well, let's just use some version of this project and see if it works for us. So I had these kids that they dismissed working on these science raps. And they had PhD level scientists with more degrees than I have. But you know what happens at the end? PhD level scientists constructing science raps that's eloquent and detailed and talks about their research in a crazy way. And then these high schoolers that they said are worth nothing doing the exact same thing. And then we compare the science content of the 9th graders in the lowest schools possible with the science content of the PhD level scientists, and it is comparable in every single way. So what we're doing now is we're showing people that the intellectual ability exists in low places as well as high places. Right? The passion for the work exists in both of those places as well. All we had to do was allow the young folks to be able to do it on their own terms and their own culture. Newton's laws of motion is the topic of the course, and things in motion stay in motion unless they hit in a balanced force. Of course. Next up, the second law of situation and summation. Force equals mass times acceleration. Set. That's the second law Newton foresaw. If you want more, then the third law is in store. See, every force has an opposite force, and every action has an equal plus opposite reaction. The sum of all objects at rest is zero unless that object is no longer relaxing. I mean, in motion, that's changing location till it hits traction, the coefficient of friction. Then it all comes to a full stop. And there was Newton laws over hip-hop. But hold up, I'm off Newton. I'm on to Einstein. I like Einstein because Einstein's mind is like mine. His formula was E equals MC squared, which is weird because E, me, is your pick of MC squared. See? E's energy, M's mass, C's the speed of light, which is the constant.
As a little youth, science was intimidating. As I grew older, I started relating to some deep concepts of the world. Gravity and forces that make the earth turn. Eventually, I start to understand the difference between protons and neurons. Start read up more about Einstein. My brain start evolve and get more inclined. So much was there to research. My mind expand like the universe. Observe nature, there's so much knowledge. The natural world is like an actual college. Information don't got no limit. Little bio, little chem, little maths, little physics.